to Super Sprint Sunday SimNet sponsored Formula Racing League Round 3 Season 18. We are at the land of Indianapolis tonight. Unfortunately, we do not have Greg tonight, so I will be your host, Mr. Retro Ghost. So bear with me, I'm not used to having the big screen on in front of me and having all of the power, because Greg, I'm sorry buddy, but you let the side down. I know Nico fired you last week, but that's just not the attitude to come back with. I mean, how can you do this to me? I've been cooking in the sun all day at Brands Hatch, and I have to do this all by myself. But whilst we are just going to catch the end of this practice, guys, for all you at home, the left hand side, the white boxes are the Pro tier. So just going to run through the standings quickly. Also, we now do have 2 classified events. Hello Mr. Townsend in the comments, how you doing buddy? We have Mr. Travaglioli in P1 at the moment in the Pro tier. Slightly behind in P2, Luke Prentice. Jack Prentice also behind in 2 points. So 2 points between first and second and third. Very tight, very good. Francis Dubont, very quick driver, new driver this season. Currently sitting P1 in the practice server at the minute. 1 point behind the top 3. Adam Sharp P5, Samuel Grave P6, Jay was a P7, Axel Cassia P8, Morgan Grace P9, Vaclav Popisil P10, Jared Vermeulen P11, Nathan Kaspari P12, Josh Clayton P13. Guys, that is the white boxes on the left hand side there. Just wait for the silver tier. Silver tier is currently being led by Mr. Lee Colpitts, with 1 point behind him, Mr. Michael van der Wall. We have had confirmation that Larry did survive last week, so that's all good to know that he was obviously in P2. Only 1 point behind the leader, and his rival for what I think is going to be a very good battle between van der Wall and Jabino in P3 there. Only 1 point behind him as well. Once again, 2 points ties out the top 3 for the silver tier. Luke Richins P4, Mr. Gordon Brown P5, Johnny Sharp P6, Wouter Heymans P7, Mr. Gedman P8, Sky Shundlemere P9, Maximilian Mornweg P10, Mihalis Chamakovs. Again guys, do tell me off in the comments if I do butcher your names. I do really apologise, but unfortunately if we don't know, we won't get it right. Marco Lino P12, Gareth Harvey P13 there, and that is the grey boxes on the left hand side there. So guys, obviously let us know in the comments who you are rooting for this evening, or who you're supporting, or who you want to spin it, win it or bin it. Do let us know in the comments. And just to wrap out the AM tier, the guys in the left hand side there, just to name a few: Serpentine Townsend in the Perink McLaren, Coppens, Trotman, Cablo, Starkloff and Keller. Obviously you've got Starkloff leading the AM tier, but is joint first with Mr. Townsend, 28 points apiece. Reinhardt Serpentine P3, Dale Keller P4, Danny Felix P5, Trotman P6, Coppens P7, Dreadlock Steve P8 and Lee Cablo P9. For the Super Sprint Sunday, we are running a different format this season. We are doing a one-shot only qualifying, so you're allowed to do your outlap, and obviously once you do set a time lapse, you are not allowed to set another lap. Very long pit lane on Indianapolis, but we do have Mr. 104, which I believe is Mr. Luke Richings in the Mustang, who is going to take us out in the American Beast around the American track. Just making sure all the stream is working whilst Mr. Richins does get his tyres warmed up, ready to set his lap. Very long pit lane guys, so does make or break your lap if you want to get out on traffic or keep it within sensible time, but you are only allowed 1 lap. But whilst we are also waiting for Mr. Richins to get round to start his lap, guys, please do If you want to get involved, drop a comment in the comment section, and the admins of the YouTube and the Discord will give you a link to the server. Absolute fantastic place to be. We cover iRacing, ACC, Assetto Corsa, as Gordon Brown famously knows and loves, WRC for drifting across the grass, the dirt, and a bit of tarmac every now and again if he feels like going back on the proper road. But say guys, do get involved. Absolutely fantastic. We cover multiple nights a week, console and PC as well. We're not just PC and console, but we also do have a Patreon membership which starts just as little as £3 a month. You can get fantastic special privileges all the way round into getting your favourite race number reserved, behind the scenes juicy details, or picking calendars for future seasons as well. So it does have a fantastic opportunity there, just starting as little as £3 a month, no more than your average meal deal from Tesco. But now, Mr. Luke Richards is going to open the Mustang down the start straight. Fantastic speed, this demon of a Mustang. I did race one at Paul Ricard on Friday, and I could not catch it in a McLaren with zero wing, but very nicely done for Mr. Richards there, navigating turn one. Very tight there for a big beast like the Mustang. Getting that car very nicely turned in there, spotting his points. We'll try to change the camera as well for the next car when they do come round, as the camera is slightly going to play with me. See if I can quickly change it. Get the helicopter cam fired up, as we know we have this extra budget to burn for season 18, as it is finally legal to drink. Not in this country though, obviously in the UK, but I didn't say that. Who said that? But other than that, Mr. Richards is navigating his Mustang very nicely through the tricky, twisty middle sector there, rounding a very tight right-hander. Now going to get the power down to this big braking zone. Now going to get the banking very right. Quite nice. How tight is he going to go to the wall? Very tight to the wall to try to open up his line. Misses the curb or the apex there a little bit, which is great. Getting that Mustang turned, fighting that wheel. Trying to tame the absolute prancing pony on the front of the badge. Now he's going to open up that absolute monster. Down the straight, there's a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of tap on the wall. He is going to set a 137.4. So we do have 737 now, going to come round. Ms. Samuel Grafe, another Mustang. Surprisingly, last time we had the pleasure of commentating over Samuel Grafe on Indianapolis, he was in the GTR. So interesting to see what will happen to Mr. Samuel Grafe. Ah, Mr. G. Brown, sir. Hello. We have Samuel Grafe now going to cross the line. He does go 700ths of a second behind Richins there. So maybe the Mustang, maybe the car to beat, as he does smash some boards and takes a very, very scenic route through the end of turn one. I believe who is now on that car, number 18. Get my eyeballs in. Chamakovs is going to come to the line. Goes P3, just under a second behind the lead time there. Whoa, I didn't want to say that. Admins do a great job testing the barrier. We got Dreadlock Steve now just coming in as well. Slightly got caught up there. Gedman as well. No more tennis ball Porsche from Mr. Gedman, which is unfortunate, but you know, fantastic guy. 71, just starting his lap there, Mr. Van der Wall. 678. I see Clayton has joined the comments. Clayton, where are you at, buddy? We miss you. Car 678 just starting their lap as well. So the map is sometimes slightly glitched. When the cars are blue, they are not on the lap, and when they are grey, they are. So the next grey car to cross the line will be Townsend. So we'll jump on board with him, trying to fight his Perink Panther. Dun. Townsend's gonna... Ooh, next week. Ooh, what we got next week, actually? Juicy spoilers. Where are we racing next week? Before I get distracted, Townsend does pop his Perink car into P4 there. I did miss Starklov sneaking into provisional P1. 2.5 tenths nearly in front of Richings in the Mustang. So maybe the Mustang had a bit of a moment or not quite ironed his lap out. But De Bont now a man to watch in that white McLaren. Plain Jane, but gets the job done up into P1 for the Pro tier there. 1.172 in front of the field so far. Not car 43, Prentice, half a second nearly just behind. Not quite cutting the mustard, but Van der Waal as well, putting himself provisional P1 in the silver tier. 6, 7, 8 now. Jay Prentice in the kind of watermelon looking Mustang. I think he's just starting a lap there, or no, he did set a lap actually. Goes P3. So we've got Apprentice on the front row and Apprentice on the second row now. Car 84, that's Cablo. Goes P12 there, maybe he didn't quite get the lap that he wanted. Does stop on track nicely to return to pits to prove obviously he's only setting one lap. Great to see. Next car round will be 89 now. Dale Keller in that Ferrari. Quite a nice interesting colour scheme for the Ferrari. Very nice there with the pink and the black and the, I think that's, my eyes are going to deceive me, is that supposed to be gold or bronze? I've been cooking in the sun at Brands Hatch all day, so you may have to excuse some of the senior moments. I haven't got Greg to blame tonight as he has left me for the Canadian Grand Prix. So guys, please don't give me any spoilers for the Canadian Grand Prix, because I will be watching it afterwards. Right, he doesn't seem to be quite there, but next car, number 14, Morgan Grace. The defensive masterclass in that Porsche, as he royally roasted me for saying it and clipped it and blackmailed me for it. But he does go P9 there in front of his Porsche rival, Mr. Gedman there. So there is a difference in tiers, but obviously guys, there is an overall championship, so there is no reason for them to give up the position. Heyman's there, does sneak in behind his silver tier rival, Van der Waal. It's great to see Heymans and Van der Waal so close on the qualifying there. Definitely a battle to watch during the race. Car 36 now, which is Michael Coppins in the blue and red Ferrari. Starklov's already training. Well, you know, he's definitely one there to put in the work, mate. I'll give him that. Fair enough. He's definitely put a few cars between him and his rival at the moment. G. Harvey just starting his lap there. Trotman as well, just starting his lap as well. Next car, car 89. Keller is now going to come round and set his times lap. What's he going to do down the straight? Has he got the wing or the downforce? He only goes P17. A couple of great drivers there to mention, so I have raced a couple of them as well, very good drivers. A lot of drivers are leaving it quite late to set their lap. There's only 5 minutes left of this session, so don't forget to consider that pit lane, how long it's going to take on the pit lane. Got Cassia MRT, another good, really good driver that we had the pleasure of watching round 1 and 2 so far. Really good, new season, new driver. Car number 69, Jay Sharp there. What can he do? Because whilst he does that, I'm going to take a quick drink because my throat is drier than the Sahara Desert because it's been medium rarely cooked all day. There's G. Harvey now coming to the line in the Aston Martin, another straight line speed demon. It's definitely in the top 10. G Harvey, P2, cracking lap. Maybe the Aston Martin's something we don't know. But we did see Mr. Paul Trotman there pop into P17 there to slot in between his AM tier rivals. Really good lap there from Gareth Harvey. Oh, I've got to behave now. I didn't say anything about your tennis ball or your golf ball. I promise. Here's another car just going to come to the line now. It's 41. Travaglioli, as standard procedure, does pop himself provisional P1, breaking into the 135.9. I think that's Cassia now in the Mustang. What can he do? Only P3 for Cassia now. Oh, I think that's an invalidation from Jay Sharp there. Not sure what the rules are, is if he's invalidated or he can set another one, but he does have Adam Sharp behind him. They are no relation. One's with an E and one's not. Obviously, Adam Sharp in the McLaren. Cracking car. Does go P5. But I do agree with you, buddy. I think that has definitely taken the grid by surprise. G Harvey in P4 there. Car 94. I think I did just see slot in there somewhere. Yeah, Lee Colpitts does go P17. Car 134. Oh, who has a pit lane start? Oh, do tell. We love a bit of gossip. Just trying to blow my nose the best I can, as hay fever has currently got me going 12 rounds with Mike Tyson. But I am trying my best, guys. So please don't caps lock me to death, please. But who has a pit lane start, Christopher? Do tell. Ah, J Sharp has a pit lane start. Fair enough. It's not a driver I thought you was talking about. But we do have Mr. G Brown now on a lap, the only car out on track, with 30 seconds left. A couple of drivers not opting to set a lap, but obviously we now know that obviously a couple of drivers, or a driver, does have a pit lane start. But obviously, as usual, guys, it's round 3 of season 18. We are running the normal format, traditional format of race 1, 20-minute sprint. No pit stop required unless you absolutely have to, due to Ferrari strategy. But other than that, it is race 1, 20-minute sprint. Ah, okay. J Sharp has a pit lane start scheduled. Ooh. A PLS is a pit lane start, buddy. And race 2 is obviously your normal reverse grid for season 18, just to spice up your night on a Sunday. Reverse grid, 40-minute sprint. Once again, no reason to pit. And there we have it. G Brown does slot himself P2 in the silver tier and P7 overall. It's a really good lap there from him in the wrong car, as I always say. But Greg, my fellow commentator duo, would say he's in the right car, but I'd say insert the Christian Horner meme. If you've got a problem with your car, change your car. But obviously I can't repeat the meme for PG reasons. But there we have it, guys. Travaglioli does take P1 for the Pro Tier. De Bont very closely behind him. Cassia P3, G Harvey P4, Adam Sharp P5, Prentice P6, G Brown P7, J Prentice P8, Michael Vanderwall P9, Wouter Heymans P10, Starklov P11, Wazza P12, Richens P13, Grave P14, Surfentane P15, Townsend P16, M Grace P17, Cole Pitts P18, Gedman P19, Chamakos P20, Dreadlock C P21, Paul Trotman P22, Coppins P23, Cablo P24, Calla P25, Jabino P26, J Sharp with a pit lane start 27, Poppersil P28, and I don't know the part of the first bit, but Felix P29. And obviously, whilst we are waiting for the server to sort itself out, guys, if you want to get involved, we do cover multiple nights, multiple games. If it's got wheels, it goes fast, and it's racing, FRL, Formula Racing League, does have you covered on all things sim racing and motorsport related. And guys, do check out our sponsor, SimNet. They do have some absolute spicy stuff for your sim racing accessories. They are very, very good. I mean, I haven't personally brought one yet, but I have had a look and the reviews are absolutely sensational. So guys, do check them out as well. If you do give a mention that you do come from FRL, you might get some sneaky discount, but I mean, I'm not going to throw that in there because you didn't hear that from me. Wink, wink. And obviously, the guys do get on the Patreon as well. You can reserve your special race number. Behind the scenes duty details, you get more information than us stewards really, and Greg will tell you that, but he's not here because he's skiving. And you get to pick some of the special events and races for next season as well, so you could have your foot or your name on the bottom of that paper that says I chose season 19. You'll either be Marmite, you'll either be loved or hated. I mean, if you want to be loved by me, just do Silverstone for 9 rounds. You'd be the best person ever, because that's the only track I'm good at. But for these guys, they are at Indianapolis this evening, just waiting for the grid to line up and get ready. No sign of any wet stuff for the time being. The sun is out, cooking like it's been cooking me all day at Brands Hatch today, watching some Honda Cup racing. Really good stuff. I mean, I did throw a dig at Mr. G Brown in the Discord earlier, watching some proper Hondas racing and not watching him test the barriers. But it's all in the name of sim racing, it's all in the name of fun. Guys, we are an absolute fantastic Discord. I wouldn't pick any other Discord to be other than FRL. It is the absolute bomb, in a good way, to be. Just catch myself before I PG the stream talking about bombs and stuff. But speaking of dropping bombs, I hope that we won't have to wait too much longer. It's 1 minute 35. It feels like an eternity when you're sat in the commentary box, but looking down on the grid, it does look a rather juicy lineup. I'd say 3 pro drivers round out the top 3 with a silver driver as well, just to throw into the mix. There is no obligation to move out the way for any tiers fighting each other. All bragging rights, all master classes of defense, attack, dive bombs, legal ones of course. I know it's season 18 and we're just turning legal in some countries, but dive bombs have to be legal for the overall championship. Everything is to play for, just for their own tiers and the overall championship, guys. Don't forget that one. Just because G Harvey has put an absolute stonker of a qualifying lap, he doesn't have to yield to any drivers behind him. Let's say 30 seconds now from race control, whispering in my ear like a little ASMR. 30 seconds to go before we get a full formation lap of Indianapolis. Gonna take the sights, gonna take the scenery, wave to a few Mexicans in the stand, and obviously hopefully the pits. Not that the pits are going to be needed, because we're going to have a really good race, guys. Fingers and toes crossed. that everyone is going to make it absolute fantastic for us tonight. Obviously the drivers that have obviously got a pit lane start are correctly in their pit lane. Unfortunately, I wouldn't obviously pick to do a pit lane start on Indianapolis due to the length of the pit lane, but if you've drawn that short of a straw, unfortunately it is what it is. It is what it is, man. So hopefully we're going to get some good camera just whilst they are on their formation laps. So do apologise with me, guys. Just trying to get the camera whilst it's not missing any juicy stuff. There we go. Get the good camera. Oh no. I pushed the button by mistake. Waiting of the big crash. No, that's not what we want. I mean, from a spectator point of view, fantastic. But for these guys doing a 20-minute sprint, unfortunately a pit stop isn't on the agenda. Just trying to make sure my nose doesn't decide to run faster than Usain Bolt down a Mustang, or down a Mustang down this straight, because it is not ideal when you're commentating, having a runny nose and hay fever. It's been fine all day, you know. I've been cooked, roasted, marinated as a medium rare steak round Brown's Hatch today, and as soon as I sit in the seat, get the headset on, all my sinuses just decide to block up. It's just not ideal. You just can't get the staff these days. I mean, you guys need the top quality content that FRL does deliver every week, and your commentators let you down with a stuffy nose. Speaking of stuffy noses, they are going to come round the last sector now. There's 3 cars in the pit lane now. Gives me a quick chance for a quick drink whilst the drivers do navigate their start. Because obviously the camera has slightly glitched, obviously we are in drive mode at the minute, and obviously not into pits, we will have to wait for the first bit of action to die down a little bit before switching back to the garage so we can see more action. But looking at the lineup now, green light, away we go, but look at the driver, the McLaren of De Bont. He's going to go right up to Travaglioli here, Mustang and G Harvey behind as well. De Bont does slip round the outside, really good through from him. Watch Travaglioli got in the locker there. A few little jostling driving there from Prentice and Sharp behind. All drivers seem to have made it round turn 1 in the first couple of corners. Oh no, I spoke too soon. There's a couple of drivers off, few more drivers. Who is that? Gedman, Cablo, I think Serpentine. Oh no, that's not the start they wanted. It's slightly further afield whilst the timing screen does update. The cars that did opt for a pit lane start are now getting underway. De Bont is still holding off Travaglioli there, but he's still there within reach. Got Sharp and Prentice now going a bit of side by side there. Just caught that in the rear of the helicopter. Try to flick through the pack, see if we've got any battles, as the timing screen doesn't update as quickly as we like it, but I do try my best to give you guys the absolute best, the maximum. I think it's Serpentine have a bit of a moment there on the grass. I think just a few drivers are now just getting settled in. Tyres starting to slowly creep in now, just get the grip that they need. Got Grafe. Heyman's now down the straight. Grafe opting for the inside line. He's going to try and push Heyman's round the outside now. Good move from Grafe there, using the Mustang speed. Prentice still just about holding on, or holding off G Brown, should I say. Travaglioli still behind De Bont. There's Starklov as well. Seen the comments, we've got a supporter for Starklov. Doing really well, keeping a good couple of drivers between him and Townsend, who is joint first with in the AM tier. So a win would do Starklov a really good amount of points to put between him and... Oh, we missed that there. I think De Bont at the moment. Travaglioli got through. Oh no, we missed it. Oh, bummer. I do apologise about that, guys, but De Bont's got the inside. He's got the inside. He promised to beat you on Tuesday. It's not good enough. He should do it on Sunday and Tuesday. But De Bont does resume provisional race P1 at the minute. Has he got anything to fight with down the straight? A little bit of weaving to try and break the toe. Travaglioli going to try go around the outside. Not quite enough. Any other moves down the straight? Big moves. I think Wazza did get the move on Starklov there. Bentley barge does come into a life of its own. Interestingly, Adam Sharp has taken the fastest lap at the minute. So he's definitely reeling in the front two if he's just taken fastest lap there. Travaglioli really strong on the brakes there, looking at how much he closes up on the McLaren, but the McLaren gets a good drive out to bring that gap just a little bit further away. Just trying to flick through some of these battles, as they only have 20 minutes for race 1 sprint to have a really good impact on what's going to happen for race 2. Obviously reverse grid, they still have to do a minimum requirement of I think 75% of the race 1 to get classified to be put in reverse order, I believe. I'm sure Greg's probably laughing at me in the comments or at home if he is watching. Anyone? Not quite, but going back up to the front, De Bont is still holding off Travaglioli. Really good battle from these two there. Sharp, I think, has just dropped off ever so slightly, just about a second from Travaglioli there. Interesting. Harvey, fair play to him, rocking the number 4 on the door, is still holding on to P4 there. Really good from him. G Brown under threat from the Watermelon Mustang from J Prentice there. But speaking of Mustang, we have Grafe and Prentice now. Two Mustangs, two speed demons down the straight there. I don't think I'd want to be in a battle with a Mustang, to be perfectly honest. But Indianapolis, the home of the Mustang. Interesting to see what it can do. Travaglioli has dropped off De Bont there. Notice the gap went up to 6/10, but he's right lassoed him back. I just see someone slightly go off. Who was that? Cassia! It's just gone off. I saw the barriers or the braking boards just slightly disintegrate in front of El Prentice there. Was that El Prentice? No, it's G Brown. Cassia's dropped and fallen behind Prentice. He's now under threat from G Brown there. Travaglioli still got nothing on the Bont down the straight. G Brown doing very good on the brakes there. Oh, we just missed it. The defence and the attack from the Mustangs down the straight. Prentice still just about holding on. Using that Mustang straight line speed to keep him in this. Van der Waal trying to chase down Heymans. You've got Wazza there in the Bentley. Grace catching up to Starklov there. As I did say, he did blackmail me last season for some very nice comments about Morgan Grace in the Porsche. Whether he can fulfill those compliments tonight, we shall see. It's moving down the field. Any battles going on towards the back of the field, we give everyone a chance in the spotlight, regardless of position. Slightly further ahead, we've got Keller and Chumakovs. Oh no, unfortunately Keller and Chumakov's battle was strongly interrupted by a very quick Coppens, who does improve one Ferrari with another Ferrari there. So obviously, for political reasons, we can't obviously comment on the incidents, but I think that's pretty much a slam dunk. Jumping up to the field, Travaglioli is the closest I've seen him for a while. He's trying to go round the outside or get the switch. The Bont goes deep defending. Is Travaglioli going to get the run? I don't think so. Who else is on a battle now? So these guys are not giving any sort of room. It's probably one of the closest battles we've got on track at the minute. Everything is all to play for. Oh, G Brown I think just dropped off Cassia there. Oh no, Prentice has made a whoopsie. So as one Lamborghini falls, another one overtakes it. So that now does promote G Brown up a place, and also Cassia as well. 10.5 minutes to go of race 1 so far, guys. Track temp is warming up ever so lovely, just like it was at Brands Hatch today. I am cooked like a medium rare steak. But this is absolutely fantastic. Once again, Travaglioli still not quite enough down the straight. They are going to catch a back marker by the looks of it. 985 Felix. Maybe that's going to throw a spanner into the mix, but obviously having to respect the rules of the league and obviously make sure they do it safely and correctly, as G Brown and Gedman will throw the rule book at you, quite literally. He's got a pretty mean swing with a driver when he plays golf, Gedman, but you should see him when he throws a rule book. It definitely hurts. I think that is Van der Waal, who's finally got past Heymans. Oh no, Van der Waal's dropped down. Oh no, he's made another mistake there. He's bleeding positions there. I think he's now going to come out just in front of Trotman. There he is, yeah. Really good battle from these two there. Constant pressure from Travaglioli, trying to put the Bont into a mistake, which I don't think he's going to do. Obviously, commentator's curse now coming up to a lapped car. Just hopefully these guys can navigate that correctly and safely, which they do, which is great. I think Travaglioli's going to get a run now. The Bont taking the inside defence like always. Is he going to go for the extreme inside? No, he's not. He's going to elect to go round the outside once again. He's got a good drop. Oh, bit of snap there. Does close in once again, but not quite enough. just missed the Mustangs once again. Grafe and Prentice. We will have to see if we can catch those going down the straight next time. But Starklov still in front of Townsend. Townsend is under threat from Richins now. So Coppins and Keller now once again trying to re-establish some order, obviously after the earlier incident. Is that a lapped car or is that a correct car? It is, yeah, Gibino in the very nice red and yellow Ferrari. Did just have a bit of a tussle with a Mustang, which he's going to try fight off. Will you guys pack it in? I try to give the camera to some other people and the Bont now goes to P2. What are you guys doing? Can you just pack it in? You're only allowed to do stuff when the camera's on. Speaking of cameras on, we've got Wazza and Haymans now down the straight. Good line from Wazza there using the Bentley barge, but look at Grace reeling in. He is there. And now Travaglioli got a bit of breathing space now as the Bont is now under threat from Sharp behind. Sharp is closer than De Bont is to Travaglioli. Good little pockets of trains forming around Indianapolis, really good to see. Very hard to pick which battle to watch as every battle looks really interesting to watch. Whether they're going to try throwing moves in the middle sector, the twisties, the technicals, or just try absolutely raw dog the straight. Some speed and some slipstream, a hope and a dream. In the land of the free. Once again straight. No one's close enough. Prentice and G Brown. Lamborghini versus Lamborghini, but once again Mustang versus Mustang. Who's braver on the brakes? Oof. Grafe getting very good on the brakes there. Haymans and Grace. Not quite. We just about saw Richins there try go for Townsend. Gibino's there. Richins kind of muscles his way through. Gibino then also just about muscling his way through, but Townsend's still there on the outside. Would help if I clicked on the car. No, I think Gibino does get through and Townsend does back off, so he does lose 2 places on that lap there. Lamborghini versus Lamborghini. I want to say that's silver. Silver versus black. Black and yellow versus silver and green and with a hint of purple. So De Bont not quite catching up to Travaglioli. Travaglioli now hitting cruise control. He's got a nice 2.7 second gap towards him and De Bont. Any juicy battles now. So the timing screen and the timing times aren't very true, they do lie. So we do try our best to flick through and see what we can see. Obviously there's only one pair of eyes and Currently 29 drivers, so bear with us. We are trying the absolute maximum. Grace still hanging on to the back of Heyman's. Not quite giving up just yet. The Porsche, really good traction monster. And the Bentley, I'm sorry, the BMW. At least it started with a B. I got the right word out, but still there. The Porsche making a difference in the traction zones. Gets a really good drive out down the straight, but then the BMW barge does get a really good top line speed. Grace showing his nose at the inside there, not quite enough. So he still didn't warrant the corner. The Bont 3.3 now. Travaglioli. Sharp is going to be licking his lips at this. Can he jump to P2 or is he going to consolidate himself in P3 there? Be 2 more laps, I believe. There might be even a third, depending on how quick Travaglioli does get this lap finished. I believe that is Wazza has got past Rafe and it's just updated now, but I thought he might have retaken that down to straight. Heyman's and Grace, not quite. Starklov doing a really good job there, still consolidating his provisional P1 in the AM class, and obviously 13th overall. Adam Sharp still just about reeling in Travaglioli, not quite enough I don't think at this stage. G Brown has caught up to Cassia though, which is great. He's kind of dropped Prentice a little bit, maybe Prentice had a bit of a moment or a bit of a whoopsie. But Brown has reeled in the black and green Mustang. So it'll be interesting to see what race control does say when Travaglioli does go round the timing line one more time. Is it going to be final lap or is it going to be an extra lap? Okay. Final lap this time, so one more lap to try get any more push, any more points, any more maximum round Indianapolis for race 1. But guys, do not go anywhere. After race 1 we do have a 40-minute sprint, reverse grid round Indianapolis, which would be fantastic to watch. So don't go anywhere. Do tell a friend, tell a family member, send it to someone, share it to someone, send it to someone you hate. Just spread the FRL. Is the place to be. Really good, fantastic community. Top on SimGrid right now. So it's always a fantastic thing to promote and a fantastic thing to be in. And plus you can just be there, which is great. Travaglioli is still pulling out, but say Sharp is not letting go of the Bont. He is reeling him in. Don't think it's going to be quite be enough. Oh, I think we missed something there. I think Brown has had a whoopsie and has let Prentice back past. Oh, all the good stuff happens when the camera's not rolling. So battle of the beasts. We've got the Bentley and the Mustang there. Wazza and Grafe. Going to give him his dues. In the spotlight after being stuck behind the Bont for a couple of laps. A few laps as well. Travaglioli does take the win overall and in class for race 1. The Bont and Sharp wrap out the top 3 for the Pro Tier. G Harvey, really good drive from him. Number 4 on the door for G Harvey, good result from him. Cassia P5. L Prentice does take P6. What happened, Brown? You was behind the Lamborghini Prentice and you finished P12. I'm sure if you join the commentary box you're going to tell us and it's going to be fantastic. But both Prentices there do take P6 and P7, was a P8, Grave P9, Grace P10, Starkloff P11, G Brown P12, Heyman's P13, Richens P14, Jubino P15, Townsend P16, Chomakos P17, Serpentine P18, Colpitts P19, Vanderwall P10, J Sharp, after a pit lane start, does finish 21st, which again, still a really good result from him. Poppersil P22, Cablo P23, Trotman P24, Gebben P25, Coppens 26, I believe. Yes, 26th. Alright, no, Coppens P27, Keller P26. You got Dreadlock Steve P28 there, and Felix came 4 laps short. So we are just going to jump out of the server so the admins can do their dandy barrier testing for all purposes, but I will quickly save the replay to go back and look at some spicy stuff that I did miss. Not on stream for political reasons, because obviously I cannot weigh or sway any decisions or influences from any of you or anyone else. So unfortunately, you kind of just have to go with the flow. And just whenever you see him for PG reasons, the next time you see Wufafa or Greg in the Discord, just give him the royal salute. Just stick the finger for abandoning us for the Canadian Grand Prix. I hope it's red flagged. So just going to jump out the server quickly whilst the admins do their dandy work to get the reverse grid sorted. But guys, do not go anywhere whilst we are waiting for this to happen. Get some snacks, get some drinks. I've definitely got one that's been in the freezer because my throat is dry and my nose is running like a wishing well that isn't very wishing, because I wish this cold would go away, but unfortunately here we are. And obviously, having this cold, I hope I don't sound too monotone and you've all fallen asleep and you just use this as a ASMR video just to fall asleep, just to listen to a commentator commentate over ACC with a blocked nose and some hay fever. But hopefully we might get some interesting post interviews. I think Mr. G Brown or Gebben might pop in afterwards, or pop in during, we never know. But it's always great to hear from the admins. They might let out some sneaky details or some juicy off-season stuff, but obviously we cannot scare them too much. They're like a deer in headlights. If you startle them too much, they won't reveal the goods. Just getting a notification from G Brown there that the server has been reset. It should be restarted in a couple of minutes. So guys, obviously whilst we are waiting for this, if you haven't already, do drop a like and a comment on the video to show that obviously I kind of do my job, or I want to do my job. I mean, want is a good way to describe it. And then having the admin team, fantastic bunch of guys, stewarding team, all doing their bit, stewarding team, admin team, all behind the scenes. It's all very well turning up and racing, but the thought process is the hours logged. I mean, the console doesn't have as much insight as the PC stuff, but it's just unreal the amount of time and dedication it does go into it. Like the driver ratings, obviously these guys have spreadsheets after spreadsheets to track and record everyone's results. Some people might overlook it, some people might underlook it, but the stats don't lie at the end of the day. There is so much that goes into creating something like this, and this is why FRL is fantastic in every single way. It just is the place to be. I mean, Sim Racing at its finest. It's in the title or in the description. You're missing out. So hopefully the server won't be too much longer. And I have to start in the wrong car because SimGrid wouldn't let me change it. So I'd sometimes get a glitch where it reverts to the wrong car. Nope, still not there yet. I see a few people dropping in and out of the comments. Guys, once again, do get involved. Who are you rooting for? Who do you want to spin it, win it, or bin it? Or hopefully, for some of you last season spectators or viewers, maybe we can convince G Brown to bring back the commentary bingo. So obviously, my good friend, Mr. Gregory Wood, does like to say the few words on stream for the duration that we are on stream multiple times throughout the course of the stream, and he'll say absolutely. And if I had £1 every time Greg would say absolutely, I'd be down the pub having a great time. So commentary bingo should hopefully, I mean, if I ask G Brown nicely, he might do it if we just stop bullying him for WRC things. So fingers crossed that is a thing to return, or so some of the other comments as well. I don't know if they can be stream friendly or not, but you never know, you might win a prize. See, everyone loves a prize. And speaking of prizes, I think I have a prize. I think my nose is clearing up. I think. I hope. Come on, Mr. Brown. Just can't get the staff these days. Speaking of Mr. Gregory Wood, I think his ears must have been burning because he just messaged me and went, "Why is the server not there? I can't see the server. The server's dead." Oh wait, I forget they reset it. Just can't get the staff these days. Is it now back up and running? Well, turns out I've missed it. Still not there. Oh no. So just whilst we are waiting for this to resume, we are going to have a little bit of fun and look at where we are going to be racing next week. So next week we are racing, oh, phone on loud, unprofessional. We are racing at Suzuka next week, so a very good track there, really good fan favourite. I mean, I definitely don't like it, but I know some of you hardcore sim racers do. We have had confirmation from Mr. Gedman that the server is now back up and running. Get in there and tear it up. His words were. Oh, uh-oh. What's the game doing? I think I broke it. Did I break it? No, I did not. Where is it? There it is. It's having a senior moment. Oh, wrong password. Don't do that password because G Brown will call me an idiot. Oh, we might have a special guest. Just whilst we are waiting for the race 2 to start. Obviously this is not the official order. And so just a couple of minutes. I think we've got Mr. G Harvey just testing some Aston Martin things to keep himself in a really good position. So guys, honestly, G Harvey took me by surprise that race 1. Maybe the Aston Martin has a secret talent around this track that we don't know. It's always a good place to start with aggressive preset, but it's definitely a good thing to dial the setup in. There's nothing wrong for aggressive preset. So just about over a minute left before we get back on the grid for race 2. Reverse grid, guys, where obviously the drivers that did complete a certain percentage or a certain amount of laps will be starting from the back. Fantastic for us because we can get in the helicopter on all the FRL fuel bill, get the helicopter up, get the cam rolling, and we can watch some action. Some pro drivers, silver drivers, AM drivers navigating their way through a reverse grid. Obviously there is no reason why any driver should let out or give a position up because a driver in a tier above or even a tier below is giving them too much hassle. It is all to play for in the overall championship. The absolute bragging rights are bragging rights. Don't know if we're supposed to be having Mr. Greg turn up. That would be great. So you guys can stop listening to my peg nose cold. I feel like I've had man flu for like 3 weeks. I just can't get rid of it. Mixed with hay fever, so it's either running or blocked. So now we are all lining up on the grid. Dreadlock Steve is to take P1 on the grid. Followed by Coppens, Keller, Gedman, Trotman, Cablow. Obviously a couple of drivers to have had an incident in race 1. And look who's finally decided to turn up.
Oh, sorry,
Mate,
it's Father's Day and the family called. I do
mate,
apologise, everybody.
you
I'm
wouldn't get
here.
away with this at a real job.
I do every day. When you work at a university, you get to be as lax as the students.
Just blend in.
Just blend in. That's absolutely right.
Wait, you said absolutely. There's a
He's got
pound
me
in the
there.
kitty.
But no, thank you everybody for having me, albeit a little bit late. It's Father's Day, as so it is for so many others. I spent the evening with my F1 crazed family watching the Canadian Grand Prix. I will not bring any spoilers into this chat. I imagine many of you are looking to watch it after the stream. But yeah, enjoy it when you get around to it, as well as obviously enjoying watching this replay back as well.
So, just to bring you up to speed, buddy, I don't know if you saw much of race 1, but
Not
obviously
a bit.
Real good, strong performance from obviously Travagoli and De Bont there. De Bont having a lot of the lead in race 1. I think made a bit of a mistake. We didn't quite catch it on the camera. And then Travagoli just hit cruise control and finished the race with about 3.5 seconds gap. Sharp did obviously slot into
animal.
P3. G Harvey took us all by surprise. Qualified quite high up for the silver tier. And obviously finished P4 overall. So he finished the same number he had on his car.
Ooh.
Maybe it was like a
20 seconds.
hidden thing. I can't think of the word. Subconscious, like you see a number.
Manifestation.
That's the word. See? University does you good.
I keep telling myself that every single day I paid money to them for my education. As I attempt to get a camera that will actually help you. Roles reversed this evening, who'd have thought it?
I know. Last time this happened, it was Mount Panorama, I think, and I picked the action camera, and it was even worse. We do have Dreadlock Steve now leading the way.
Long old lap this one to get them round.
I know, it felt like an eternity, especially when the nose won't stop running or being blocked. It felt like I'm just talking with a peg on my nose.
Oh dear. But Indianapolis, whilst it's been declassified for F1, still makes a plenty good racetrack for these GT3 cars. Watched a whole lot of GT3 cars today. I also, well, all of yesterday and this morning and afternoon,
Yes,
watching
Le
Le Mans 24. It was. With a bit of a blend of F1 drivers. 19 F1 drivers entered. F1, well, former F1 drivers entered Le Mans 24 hours this year. Well, another event I will not choose to spoil, just in case you're going to catch the extended highlights at some point later.
Well, that's interesting to know. I do have a button box, but I don't think I'm going to try messing around with it now, just in case I break something, because knowing my luck, I probably would. Interestingly, oh, I've done it again. I hit replay by mistake. Prentice is starting from the pit lane.
Maybe not the worst place to start on this race.
Oh, I don't know. Look how long that pit lane is.
I mean, it's awfully long, but it's an awfully congested first corner as well.
Because we did see in race 1 we had Jay Sharp and Poppersill, and I believe another driver I can't remember the name of, start from the pit with a pit lane start. Intent like scheduled. Just trying to flick back to number 1. Where have you gone? Dreadlock Steve, there you are. Going to get underway for race 2. Quite a good start. Look at the speed from Gedman there. He's going to slot himself right on the outside for turn 1. Oh, he's going to move across. Gedman going for it. What a move from Gedman there.
And absolutely cuts off. Have we had a collision? A few cars back. Trotman sending Cablo right off the track. And looks like he's been waited for. He gets going again, actually. Gedman powering away. Rest of the picture seems to be holding on just fine. Everyone else seems to be pointing the right direction, but
It's Cassia that picked up the drive-through from the start.
So dramatic beginnings. And we've got Grace looking to try and make a move on Heyman's, but then gets double passed on the inside. That's actually the McLaren.
Very brave from, I think that was Chumakov in the Lamborghini there. Just bounded over the curb.
And now he's going to have Brown all up his inside. And gets past. So, one brave move, not rewarded. Bob Hill, the highest of the Pro Tier drivers, starting to close in on Dreadlock Steve, who did start in the lead, but there was an early collision, or he's lost a few places.
He's tumbled right down there, buddy. He's all the way down to P27 now.
Yeah, I think he was caught up in that second corner collision.
Speaking of second corner, how is Travaglioli? He's got up to P21 so far. But we've got Richings and G Brown now. G Brown slotting himself round the inside, going deep, which does invite Richings for a nice little switch there. Gets a good line. Oh, G Brown's gone wide a bit there. Still got the inside.
Lamborghini was serving well on the inside there on the racing line. You see where the rubber's laid down, giving him traction. Stays ahead for now. Richings in the Mustang. Now at risk of Grafe coming up his rear.
Yeah, the
got a bit snap in the exit.
Mustangs race one. Really tight there.
Richings just squeezing him out wide. Now we've got Keller towards the front. She's second to Gedman. And I've got a lot of good traction out of the penultimate bends. Looking a lot more confident on these tyres. And he's going to drag Sharp up to the back of Gedman as well. In fact, Sharp's got one quite a hell of a run here. He's got a fair bit of straight to play with.
Lexington goes to the inside, not quite, shows his nose, but not quite enough.
We've got Vanderwall thrown down the inside as well into turn one. And Jabino has to pull out there as Townsend. Has Townsend edited that livery? Oh, as he looks to dive up the inside of Vanderwall and has to back out. And Jabino in the wrong car, having to go with the Prink McLaren. Doesn't even look Prink anymore, it just looks pink.
It's still Prink. No matter what colour it is, it's still Prink. Oh, behind we've got Grace. Trying to do coal pits down the straight.
As they both try it late on the brakes. That coal pits will have the inside for the next turn.
That's a yellow flag, 737, which is Heyman's, I believe.
No, it is Grafe.
Oh, Grafe. Car 32 as well.
As we had a slow moving Bentley there as well of Wazza.
Maybe he's just giving a position back there. Up in front, Gedman is still holding off Kellett and Sharp. Big train now coming down straight. Travaglioli is now up to P14.
Townsend finding much more speed down the straight than Coppens ahead of him. But just behind that we have Grace trying to drop it down the inside of Jabino, which then becomes the outside. And Grace has got that one done.
Yeah, good move from Grace there. Oh, Coppens at the moment, I think. Oh, Coppens having a bit of a moment. Townsend got through. Going deep there. Can the Porsche capitalise? Yes, he can. Jabino also looking at this as well. Bit of argy-bargy on the grass there. It looked perfectly legal to me. Bont still has fastest lap, even though he's currently P20, and his rival from race 1 is P14.
Cablo, for a moment there, looked at risk from Dreadlock Steve. But his Bentley found speed and grip on the outside.
Got Wazza and Grafe at the back now, having a bit of side-by-side.
So Brown in P13 has found himself subject to an attack from Travaglioli. Brown gets a bit of a wiggle into the penultimate turn.
Just like yeeted a bit of breakboard at him.
But here comes Travaglioli, who will not be messing around.
So there's no reason for Brown to yield. Has he yielded? I think he has. There's no way he's moved out that quick.
And again, we know these pro guys run a lot less wing than your average driver, especially the ones at the very pinnacle of the tier. And Travaglioli looks like he's already setting up Starclough ahead.
Yeah, big support for Starclough in the comments earlier. Not something he's probably going to want to see on the big screen getting overtaken. D. Keller has dropped off. To see he's dropped to P5 now. Van der Waal up into P4. Popper still P3. J Sharp, I think, is reeling in Gedman ever so slightly. So we'll keep an eye on that. Grace getting a good drive out the corner there to, I think, overtake a lapped Serpentine there. So ignore me, that's a lapped car.
Back towards the front, this is as close as I've seen Sharp. They've dispatched Van der Waal, who was close in. And now Sharp is picking up a slipstream on the Porsche ahead of him.
He's coming.
Opens up early. Backs out early too. Oh! Van Gedman's dropped it deep.
That's going to allow him right in there. He's still got the inside though, which is then going to come the outside for the next corner.
Gonna have Popstills here as well. He seems to fend off Popsill for now, but he hasn't got great traction out of that turn. Oh, but then he's gone on the grass. Oh, as we see in Aston Martin of Harvey there, letting pass loads of positions. Not sure who that was. Dropping down positions so fast, I can't quite grasp who.
I believe there is a lapped car of Serpentine in the mix. Speaking of in the mix, Travaglioli is reeling in Heyman's.
Backs off for now.
Big train of cars now down the straight.
But,
Gonna be a really good battle for speed and slipstream.
Jabino looked like he almost had an exit on Colpitts for a moment.
Oh, who was that? Keller! The wrong place to be.
I don't know how he's going to find time to spin that around. He does now. He's going quickly though. Cars will be coming up behind him fast. Drops all the way back down to P22. Just such a promising start.
Heyman's tried to throw a move down the inside of Jabino there. Jabino round the outside does fend him off, but then Heyman's now vulnerable to Travaglioli. Heyman's big dive down the inside. Travaglioli sees it coming. G Brown also licking his lips at this.
I feel now with the P2, it's a matter of time before Poppersill gets this move done on Gedman. 3.5 tenths is the gap. As we've just seen, Richings has try and push through on, I think that was the Aston Martin of Harvey there. Harvey defending abruptly down in P15. So yeah, Harvey making that move stick on Richings. And a shot down the inside from the Mustang of Prentice, which then allows De Bont through.
Heyman's had a move there. De Bont's going to get loads of positions here. I think Heyman's is then going to slightly block out. Oh, he's dropped a few places there. But then the BMW speed is going to bring him back in down the straight.
Gibino susceptible to Richings. He had quite a shaky final turn. Can he find speed around the outside? He does.
Oh, De Bont mounting the curb on the inside.
Gibino and Richings still going at it. Gibino having to spend several corners still defending the poor exit he had onto the pit straight. And now that battle you've been covering, Owen, is now caught up with them.
Yeah, I was watching just behind. There was Prentice, De Bont and Heyman's 3 wide for turn 1. So, straight line speed of the Bentley and the Mustang definitely coming into play down that straight. But just look at that battle from Gibino and Richings, still glued side by side.
Oh, there's
bit
a
of a
touch.
touch. Oh,
Sends Richings wide,
commentator's
all of his work
curse.
undone. That's allowed De Bont through. And Prentice now has that touch slowed Gibino down to be susceptible to attack from Prentice. Prentice is going to look for it. But De Bont
Look at
gets
De
a
Bont.
better exit. Oh, makes it 3 wide, and that's 3 cars around. Oh, Gibino gets another hit. Oh, I think Stewards needs to look at that one. Making it 3 wide. And now we've got Ford versus Ford down the pit straight. It looks like Richings going to win out on that one. The Richings being the one that was least affected by the collision there.
Travelled early up to P8 now.
Not even halfway point in this race, and he's made up more than half the positions.
Yeah, 29 drivers and he's made 21 moves in 15 laps or 14 laps.
Just picking up Colpitts, chasing down Brown for P10, and also with Harvey in tow. Oh, Colpitts has just driven off the track for seemingly no real reason. I didn't see a touch.
Hardware issue. And speaking
Gears
of hardware
stuck,
issue, right up front. Oh, Van der Waals had a snap. Who's let Townsend through? That battle for P2 is still going on. Poppersill cannot get the move done on Gedman yet. But Van der Waal had a big snapper rear. The Perink McLaren of Townsend slips through. And Grace just about coming into tow now. Coppens and Brown and Harvey now down the straight. Battle for P10. Harvey trying to go round the outside, but Brown fending off.
Oh, I think that's Dreadlock Steve.
Yeah, that is
Off at
car
the final
23.
turn.
The first turn.
Now Poppersill right on the rear of Gedman now, up in this battle for P2. Oh, but this gets a big snap down the back straight and loses all that ground.
And speaking of losing ground, Grace is right there on Van der Waal. Oh, Van der Waal's a snap again. Grace doing very well to react to the snap from Van der Waal there. Travaglioli has made another place. He's up to P7 now.
Well, Van der Waal going deep. That's allowed Grace alongside him, at least on the exit. Grace is going to get much better exit here. He's opened the line up. He's going to get the power down early.
Yeah, I think Grace had a bit of a, I wouldn't say a great exit, but I wouldn't say it was terrible. Not quite
I think he
enough.
just didn't know quite to do with what Van der Waal threw at him with the mistake. And Brown's getting eaten alive here on the pit straight. They're going to go 3 wide in this corner, are they? Harvey down the inside into the first turn. The Ferrari comes across. Harvey keeps it in.
Oof.
Brown gets a touch.
Starkloff then in. The Bont also there as well.
And Bont's going to try a cut back on Brown. But he hasn't got the space to break with Starkloff ahead. But it does get through in the end once Starkloff cleared the line.
Travaglioli now 3/10 behind Grace. As we mentioned, how much that masterclass does Grace still have in his pocket?
I think Travaglioli wants it in this lap.
But he's still got plenty of time.
It does. Oh, as Grace is going to get past Van der Waal here if he keeps it tight. But he doesn't. I think that's to come off power, and that just allows Travaglioli to come up the outside with extra speed.
Done in one straight. Is he going to go for it?
No, surely he doesn't need to. So what he does do though, he
Grace.
allows
Ooh.
to come around the outside. Travaglioli cuts it off with a wider line to cut in on.
Speaking of wider line, Poppersill getting really wide, trying to still overtake Gedman in the Porsche. Gedman doing a fantastic job there.
All this is helping Sharp. This gap that's been created might well help Sharp against Travaglioli. The Bont coming on Coppens for P10, diving down the inside.
We did miss Travaglioli going past Grace there.
The Bont has got
and
past
Van der Waal.
Coppens.
Man's an animal.
Coppens at risk from Richings. Richings going to the outside. Middle sector. Oh, has that Coppens been spun by Starkloff?
I think that's unfortunate there.
Oh, and I think Popsicle has finally got past Gedman. But now Gedman is now going to lose to... Oh, with the touch. Gedman heading toward... And now Travaglioli is going to get 2 in one corner. He's on the inside, he's level.
We are halfway through. Keep
Even fully ahead now. Blocks off the line on the outside. Oh, as Van der Waal gets a tap from Grace on his way through.
Oh, Grace drops a wheel on the grass. Oh, oh no! Oh,
Comes back. Oh, as he gets a whack from Sharp.
Harvey done very well to avoid him. Speaking of Harvey, he's currently sitting P3 in class at the minute. Doing really well, considering he came P4 in race 1. Back up to P8. Really good job from him so far.
Just picked up Brown, closing in on Heyman's here. He has dropped back a few positions, but he's starting to find his feet again. He's got Jabinho chasing him, but a bit of a distance for now. Spadoli going around the outside of Coppens into the penultimate bend. Oh, but then Popsicle taps him over the curb. But they shake hands, they say Rubbing's racing.
Has Popsicle got any return down the straight?
Again, slipstream. Is there a cut back on?
Ooh.
Oh no, he just couldn't get out from underneath the rear wing of Travaglioli. Now Travaglioli, one position off a win. We've got 7.5 seconds to hunt him down, and off he goes. I picked up Coppens in P16, who's chasing down Colpitts in the BMW very closely. Not sure how quite well suited the BMW is to this track. The Ferrari is holding on to him pretty well.
Not sponsored.
That could be anything.
But speaking of anything, we got Jabinho trying to chase down Brown.
We've also got De Bont, only 2 tenths down on Grace. So this is a fight for position within class coming into the final complex on the inside of the old banking. De Bont is setting this one up nicely. Just seem to exit the final bend relatively equal to Grace.
Traction though, it just pulls away.
But then the slipstream and top speed do close him up eventually. Is there a dive here? Oh, he goes a bit deep. Thought there might have been a collision there. And Travaglioli's already taken a 1.5 seconds out of sharp. He's well on his way. Giving some love to the guys at the back. P24, chase P23. There's Keller versus Cassia. Am versus Pro, but holding position. Oh, Edmund looks like he might show one up the inside of Gedman, but Gedman covers the line off. Here comes De Bont again for P9 on Grace. Entering the final bend for this complex. Grace just slightly missing the apex there. De Bont really trying to feather his throttle through these corners. He wants to stay close but not run into the back of Grace. And that's a much better exit from De Bont. Still don't think he's going to get quite close enough. I think we said that last lap. And look, he just closes in under braking.
Much better line from De Bont this time. Well, speaking of Starklov, Richings and Prentice, Battle of the Mustangs. Nice little sweeping move from Prentice there, but Richings still there. Oh, big dab of the brakes there to avoid contact. Maybe he knew he squeezed him or not.
Oh, as we got Gedman being overtaken by Van der Waal there, but then Gedman just says, thank you very much, I'll have that right back, and Van der Waal loses 2 positions in 1 corner after momentarily holding 1.
Travaglioli is now 2.6 behind Sharp.
Just picked up De Bont again. This is as close as I've seen him. Oh, as Grace, it's a bit of a tank slapper going through the penultimate corners. That may actually just have saved him.
I think it did, buddy. I think that was a game set match move there from De Bont, but that tank slapper from Grace does keep him in the mix.
But all the same, this is as close as De Bont's been. It's getting closer and closer every single lap. Is it going to be close enough by the end of the straight? So maybe throw a bit of a dive bomb. Always say, dive bombs are legal, you just got to make them. Well, Gedman's got a different pursuer now in the form of Sharp for P5. Gedman is holding on to P2 in class. Oh, as he gets a bit of a tank slapper just before entering the final straight, and it looks like he does move to the outside. I think he is going to concede this move to Sharp and count his losses. Van der Waal, under pressure from Harvey behind, can't immediately jump on the hindrance that Gedman's come under. There we go, De Bont again. Every single lap, closer and closer to Grace. The P9 on track. So, can we avoid another tank slapper? No, actually, Grace has played that corner a lot better this time.
Look how much De Bont closes on the braking though every time. But then the Porsche traction just pulls away.
Don't think I had a particularly clean final bend.
Yeah, Travaglioli now a second behind Sharp.
We've got Grave trying to put a move on Gibino into the first turn. P21 onto P20. Does he dare? He does! He does! He's going for it! Gibino, ever the wise old fox, just hangs it around the outside. Finds the traction, finds the defensive line. Oh, but there's a touch! Grafe went 10 toes into that one. Stewards will see that one as De Bont has actually finally just got past Grace in the middle of the lap. He says, thank you very much. Unsure if there was a mistake from Grace there.
Slightly further afield, I think we missed.
Oh, here we go. It's for the lead, Travaglioli.
Don't think it's going to be enough.
You sure? This is Travaglioli we're talking about. Compromises line on entry. Switchback isn't quite on. Sharp played that corner well. He needs to hold on to this for 10 minutes, but that's quite a task. Travaglioli thinks about the dive, realises it's quite a rounded corner. And I don't think Travaglioli is going to leave Sharp alone unless he gets binned or spinned. Spun. But it didn't rhyme otherwise.
Oh, I think
Here we go.
Sharp's going to think just give him the place here.
Yeah. Not his fight.
Popplesil is still there. P3
He's in
whether
touch.
He's gonna catch up. But Sharp behind Adam Sharp is reeling in Townsend now.
as is the Bont on Vanderwall for P8. Actually, no, that's already done. Timing screen's not updated. That one's done.
Yeah, it is.
And now he's closing up on Gedman, who has lost out to Harvey. So, as the Bont goes a bit deep into that corner, but manages to pull it back in under braking. Closing speed the McLaren's able to achieve.
Yeah, down the straight now we've got Sharp eyeing up Townsend. Perink versus Blue. On the braking, where's Adam Sharp gone? Big on the brakes there. But Townsend broke about a week too early. So the closing speed and the braking on the McLaren is unbelievable.
No, De Bont. Here comes De Bont on Gedman. She's a much wiser, faster lines. It's like he's lassoed the rear wing of Gedman. There'll be a dive down the inside here, maybe. There is. I think Gedman saw him coming. Gedman hasn't given up. Now he has. When De Bont found that traction, just left him for dead. I think he went, okay, fair.
Yeah, good move from De Bont there. We say, being legal counts.
Now Cobham's sewn together a few good corners here in P18, and he's looking to catch up on Brown, who was quite close to Haymans, but has dropped a little bit back. But no, Brown under braking has closed up on the BMW again. We've got Richings under threat from the Aston Martin of...
That is a lapped car of Serpentine. Which, to be fair play to him, he's still hanging on and still racing.
And technically not last. Yeah, I mean, amongst all that, as we catch Vanderwall on a big snap. There's now at real risk from Prentice down the back straight. He's a bit too far back though. So now we get to see Porsche on Porsche how it plays out at the final corners. We've got Grace on Gedman for P8. Pro versus Silver. Now what does a Pro driver do that a Silver Porsche doesn't? Now I don't think that was best advised from Grace there to get himself blocked out on entry into the penultimate corner. That's cost him speed. And chases him down the pit straight. Gedman defends early. Starkloff's catching this fast. We've got a Lamborghini fraternity fighting the P17.
Prentice and Brown, battle of the admins, or current and past admins, should I say.
So Grace and Gedman still nose to tail. He's gonna have to,
Speaking
Grayson have
of
to.
Prentice, we've got Richens. Oh, big dive from Richens there. Backs out a tap in the rear of the Mustang. Does well, but does invite, I think, Serpentine, so that lapped car, in the mix.
So for P8, what will Grace do now? He's found more speed in turn 13. In 14, he's found more speed again. He's found better traction. Hope he hasn't had to lift off underneath the rear wing of Gedman. I think he did, just on the bend. I think he had to just lift off. Caught him faster than he wanted to.
Massively now.
He's still catching him. But Gedman again defends early. Invite Starclough ever closer. I've got a feeling these three are going to go right down to the wire. We've only got about 2 laps left. Harvey getting ever closer on Townsend with De Bont in tow. These are 3 that are also going to collapse on one another. Am leading Silver, leading Pro in this little battle for P5.
As you say though, there's no reason to lift out. It's all for the overall.
So it looks like Grace has dropped back a little. Gedman, this invited Starkov, and now Vanderwall into this mix. And all the battling cars. Remember, Prentice, Richings, Schumacher's a little bit further back. So how does the Bont do against Harvey? They get into the slipstream, maybe try and close down the straight. Harvey closing Townsend really, really fast for P5.
So Aston Martin speed coming into play.
Jumps out of the slipstream, takes a big dive to the inside, gets the apex first. Can he squeeze him out as the apex? Yes, he can.
Bont as well.
The Bont fights around the outside, and Townsend has lost those 2 positions in the space of just as many corners. Now Grace reconnected with Gedman for P8. As you can see on the map, this huge gaggle of cars coming around turn 5 into turn 6. Gedman doing a great job to hold on to this. Grace even committing a couple of tyres to the grass on the exit. Oh, as we go a bit further back to P16, Heyman's about to make a move on coal pits, but then gets crowded out by the BMWs.
We do have leader on final lap notification. But
Now De
Popsell
Bont.
is now under a second to Sharp.
So we've got a lot of cars in the final stage of their battles. As that is Dreadlock Steve getting miles out of the way on the pit straight. Harvey is going to have to be very, very cautious of De Bont the whole way around this lap. As will Sharp for Popsill. It doesn't really matter which way around these 2 finish, but it will for the overall championship. A few decently threaded together corners here for Popsill. Could mean second on the road. As we do get Travaglioli coming through the final complex. And what a race he has driven. These pro drivers are so impressive. But to top them all, we have Travaggioli. He's driven pretty much all the way from the back. He gives a little bit of a flick across the line, and well done to him. A last to first for the man himself, Travaggioli. And Poppysill does not quite get Sharp in the end. To the Sharp sees off what looks like a slow moving Harvey. So he did get past him in the end. Unsure if that was down to a collision. And De Bont does get past Townsend.
I think Townsend
also gets past Harvey.
At the end. What happened to Gedman?
There's a few cars being very slow towards the end on the last lap, so maybe a few incidents. And we have Heyman's overtaking Brown over the line. I think what I've seen so far, quite a few incidents the stewards to be dealing with. Hopefully our Taco Tuesday running will produce a few less incidents. But I doubt it. As the last few cars just come across the line. Last one will be Keller, and there is your finishing order. Travaggioli taking everything, including the fastest lap there.
Yeah, some good points from Travaggioli this week.
Yeah, we are obviously missing his main competitor in the form of Jazzman. He's just on a little bit of a limited schedule for the league to join in every single week. And there you have it, everybody. That was SimNet's FRL Super Sprint Sunday. Share it with everybody that you love, like, and hate. We're here pretty much every week to bring you all the action. If you want to join in with all the action that takes place on track, do drop a comment under the stream, and an admin will reach out to you with a Discord link, and then subsequently a SimGrid link. FRL is on Assetto Corsa Competizione, Assetto Corsa, iRacing, WRC, Formula 1, GT7, you name it. It's got 4 wheels and races online. FRL is your place to be. And obviously this racing has been brought to you by SimNet, provider of quality sim racing equipment. Get online to SimNet and pick up your sim racing accessories where appropriate for your rig. Am I right in thinking we might be having a few post-race interviews there?
I don't know of any drivers that are coming for the post-race interview, but I'm not sure if Mr. Gedman or Mr. Brown are attending this evening.
Well, I imagine Gedman, if we think what's happened to him has happened to him, might not be a happy bunny. After he finished P14 in the end, after originally running inside the top 10. So we'll give them a few minutes. If not, obviously we had Travaggioli, Poppysill and Sharp sharing the podium for the Pro Tier. Then we had Sharp, Harvey and Vanderwall podium for the Silver Tier, so a good Silver Tier win for Sharp. And we had Townsend, Starclough, and we've got all the way down to Coppins and P19 for the podium for the AM Tier.
Green light. Go, go, go.
So I don't think we're going to get any interviews, my friend.
Just dropping the message.
Like you said that in slow motion, just dropping the message.
Hello, gentlemen.
Well, how are you doing?
Not bad, not bad. How's things? How's your comms been?
Well, I was only
Yeah,
here for half of it.
yeah, he turned up late.
Boo. So go on then. Let's have it. What's going on? What's happened in the race?
There seem to be a few, how do we want to put this? Enthusiastic overtaking attempts in the tighter parts of the track. So I think there's going to be a few things for you, stewards and admins, to digest from that front. A few good multi-car battles. The Porsche traction seemed to be powerful, especially in the last sector, at keeping cars at bay. Firstly, obviously, what happened to yourself? You seem to.
Race 1 seemed to go without a hitch. Not. Race 1 was terrible for me, which put me in a very, very good position for race 2. Race 2, I started off that well that before the first corner I managed to go from 4th to 1st. I then held first place for about half the race, made one mistake and lost a position, made another mistake and lost a position, then I spun my car with 30 seconds to go and lost 6 positions and killed my chance at a podium position. But like I've always said, I'm only here for the giggles. I'm not fast, I'm just consistent. But I thought I put up quite a good fight tonight against any of the guys that were coming up against me, so...
Well, I'll
got
be
a couple of
perfectly honest, mate.
flashes.
Both of your race 1 and race 2 incidents or moments from going from 4th to 1st was captured on the big screen, and your race 1 incident was caught on the big screen as well.
Race 1 instance, so what happened there again?
I mean, I don't want to talk about them in case
Daz,
we influence...
Let's talk about Daz.
Oh, he's
so
gunning for him.
So I was in the chat with him. The two of us are coming together, and I came worse off because the physics in the game is terrible. There's nothing in it. The two of us were side by side. It's a tiny bit of
Daz in the
That's
comments.
What's he saying?
Lap 12.
Tiny door bang. It's all good. Just one of those things. Racing instant.
He says lap 12, take a look.
Lap 12, take a look. So what he's trying to do is, if you go from my perspective, he moves over. If you go from his perspective, I move over. So the two of us are moving in towards each other round the corner.
Well, that's not good.
Nah, it's just one of those things. It's like the terrible physics in the game. All you need is a very, very slight door bang. But I come off my throttle and saved it, so I never hit the wall, but I lost a couple of positions because of it.
Well, I mean, you talking about game physics, it's another thing. Obviously, we do, Friday, and we did Paul Ricard, and there was a car that hit a car backwards at probably no more than 50 mile an hour, being reasonable, and the car that was hit rolled. It rolled the car.
And slid about 100 metres on its side.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I've never seen that. I'll need to have a look and see if there's any clips on your Discord.
We can send you one.
I think I've got it saved on the replay, but obviously I don't want to navigate off this now. But I will definitely send it to you because it was quite hilarious.
Albeit concerning.
Well,
Albeit concerning. Driver has been reported.
Wonderful. So is there anyone else coming in to chat with you tonight? Is there anyone else that says yes?
Not that I'm
we've
aware
seen.
of. I thought Mr. Brown was going to pop in.
It's okay if you're watching Mr. Brown pop in. He is a bit fizzed at a few things, but he might be able to come
He
in
wasn't
and
having a
keep
good
his...
race, was he?
No. He might be able to keep his fizz unfizzy. I don't know if he comes in. No, so I really enjoyed tonight. It was a wee mixture. I had a poor race in the first one and a really good start, and I held off really well. It's all I can do. I'm never
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah,
I'm never
that's what
ever
it's all
fast.
about, mate. It's what brings everyone together. We're all here for the same reasons and the same passions. We don't have to
That's it.
take it too seriously, because if you take it too seriously, it's not fun anymore.
No.
And how about a word from yourself about the Indianapolis circuit itself? It's one that I think from the outside, drivers who maybe not raced on it before, it's a bit fearful, maybe got a bit of a bad reputation. But from what I've seen, you've actually quite lauded it in the comments before the race.
Yeah, so the track itself has got this very, very notorious unforgiving element, so you need to be very sensitive and feathery with your throttle and your braking, because when you've got these big sweeping corners, and if you've not got the balance and your car correct, you're hitting a brick wall. Yeah, there's a lot of brick walls in the race, and there's a massive pit lane as well, so nobody wants to be scorched with that. That pit lane's really fearful. So I think it comes with some stigma, but for me, I've actually raced on it now about 14 times, and one of them was a 6-hour endurance race in a Bentley, and I've just loved the track. The track's fantastic. I actually really do like it.
Yeah, and just like a lot of drivers did like it tonight. I think, whilst obviously I pointed out earlier that there was some overtaking faux pas, I think the tactical element, especially in the last sector when you're setting up the pit straight, it was fantastic to watch, and especially on the back straight as well. You'd see people really trying to get on the throttle really early, and sometimes I'd save them, sometimes that would mean they're on the grass or having a snap, and then putting them in deep water when they were trying to save themselves in the first place. So there are really some great tactical battles out there. Definitely thought that there were some corners that really shouldn't have been attacked on.
I'm sure the
But
stewards, like you says, they'll be inundated. It's
yeah.
a very, very... I mean, what's this? Race day 3. We've got another 3 to go.
Yeah.
People are going to be putting tickets in. They're going to try and get that advantage, because there's a lot happened tonight behind me in race 2. A hell of a lot, but I just bucked down, concentrated, had a bit of a laugh and a joke, of course. Then obviously when I made my mistake, I was kind of shouting and swearing at myself. 30 seconds to go, I can't believe it. My car was running fine.
All in the name of
In
racing,
sector
buddy.
3, sector 3, spun the car. I was basically the front of a 7-car gaggle, and all 6 cars just took the position of me straight away. I was absolutely livid. I've went from 3rd place to 6th in class.
I mean, that penultimate corner was a spot for a lot of incidents or collisions and action tonight. If I told you that at a certain point in the race, 3 cars attempted to go side by side through that penultimate corner.
And I know what cars they actually are.
There was a pro driver chasing a silver driver chasing an AM driver, going 3 wide into.
And I was in chat with the silver driver.
It was fairly evident what was going to happen before it happened, and then it happened.
Yeah, I'm sure the stewards will see it. The stewards will, but can we take this wee opportunity, if anyone is watching, just to sort of consider FRL. We are a platform where everyone in the world can come, take part, console, PC, you name it. We have this lovely thing called Patreon, where if you're happy to contribute the slightest amount of money, we're talking £3,
10p a day.
right? 10p a day, £3, cheaper than your expensive coffees that you get out there. Not going to name any because we're on stream. The things that you get with that are fully involved in the background when it comes to like next season setups, off season setups. You get your number saved, you get priority over track position, you get early access to our series. There's a hell of a lot comes with just £3. Now there's 2 other tiers above that, if you wish to give more. The thing I'm saying is, we're here to race, we're here to let as many people as we can race, and currently it costs us X amount to run servers and have these 2 lovely gentlemen here doing comms. So the more patrons that we have, the bigger we can get, the better we can get, the more servers we can get. So if you are new to FRL, or you're thinking, do you know what? I don't need £3 a month. I could give it to FRL and it'll go to massive things like hosting races like this, Super Sprint Sundays, tacos, late nights, off seasons, endurance races, you name it, we do it. £3 goes a long way. So if you're happy to do it, there's a wee channel dedicated to a link that takes you right there and gives you all the information you need. So thanks for listening. Hopefully we see you soon.
Yeah. And we're back again next week for another round of Super Sprint Sunday. And we are at... Should know this. Oh, is it Suzuka? Yes, you're right. June 22nd, Suzuka. Do not miss it. Suzuka always throwing up the action. Now, I do wonder if the admins are going to give us a wet race, as is so common in Suzuka. Is there an early scoop to be given or not?
A wet Suzuka at night? Come on, bring it on.
I probably won't mind that. I think I actually go faster in the. I say relatively faster in the wet in Suzuka than I do in the dry.
Right, okay. But we'll see.
Not literally faster, but just in comparison to my competitors.
Talking about tacos, are you guys racing in this coming Tuesday?
We are. I've had a pretty bad run so far, as you might have seen by my tickets I put in.
Yes.
We should talk about Tuesday, shouldn't we, Gedman?
Why?
How big are your elbows?
How big are my elbows? I can put my Porsche in places that most can't.
Because I think it was, I can't think of what lap it was. It was towards the end. I think it was like the last 2 laps, I think. And I think at this point, I think we just not given up, but just having a real good bit of fun. I think coming into the final corner, I think you slightly moved on the braking. It just caught me off, so I just gave you a little tap of, "I'm still here, mate."
Yeah, I felt it. I did. It was good, really good race actually. It was exciting stuff. There was a lot of battles, but Laguna Seca does that. It's such a short, meandering, kind of 13 corners. 13 corners on it. 14 corners. 13 corners.
If that.
Love it. Yeah, fantastic track. But Suzuka, one of my favourites as well. Can't wait. But I'm not here on Tuesday myself. Unfortunately, I have got work commitments, but I will see you guys in late night and Sunday.
Late night?
Do you race late night?
No. Unless Retro's hiding something from me.
No.
You don't race late night?
No?
Okay.
I think we did it once or twice.
I think we did an off-season thing. I'm not sure we
Yeah,
did
no,
the
I
actual
think we
late
did
night.
it once or twice ages ago. But I think that was when it happened to fall late night on the 24-hour Nord. And I think there was a server crash or there was something that went a little bit peak-tong. And I think by the time we navigated the GP circuit and finally got onto the Nürburgring itself, I think there was like a 10-car pile-up. I think most people just gave up.
So anyone that's watching again, yes, there is pile-ups. Not necessarily all the time, but we are.
It's only when I'm involved.
Is it if you race cars, you crash race cars? It's unfortunately that doesn't matter whether you're in FRL, in any other league, or in real life. You race cars, you crash race cars.
I still want to know who's got the biggest pile-up title.
Oh, I think we hold quite a big one for Bathurst, but on that racing crashing cars thing, FRL's slogan is racing at its very best. It's not the very best racing. It's just racing at its very best.
Yeah, in all aspects.
Yes. So I'll leave you on that note, gentlemen. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Your comms are fantastic. I'm looking forward to going back and watching the race.
Yeah,
when I
just
go
make
down
sure
for a
when
wee
you
cup of
listen
tea.
before Greg turns up, just listen to that guy that's got a blocked nose. Just ignore him for the first race. Just skip to race 2.
I heard you had a wee bit of hay fever or something this evening.
Yeah, it's just every time I sit down in the seat, the man flu just returns, and the blocked nose and the stuffy nose just returns. But I've
Take
been
the placebo.
cooking in the sun at Brown's all day. I'm a medium rare steak at best. As soon as I sit in the seat, I'm all blocked up.
Oh, for goodness.
I mean, crack a window, maybe.
I
Aye,
have an aircon unit.
that's probably what's causing it.
Check your filter.
It's brand new.
Right, gentlemen, I'll catch up with you soon, but thanks again for inviting me in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
See you again next
I'll
week.
leave these to close off, okay, dokes? Catch you,
Yeah.
boys.
See you
Yeah,
then.
see you later, buddy.
Bye.
So
There
that
you
was
have it, from the horse's mouth, Mr. Gedman himself. Some juicy insights to some of the server stuff and the absolute fantastic stuff that FRL does have to offer. I think we're going to wrap this up, but I have been your host, Mr. Retro Ghost, and he has been Mr.
your
Wufaffa.
part-timer.
I mean, I didn't say it, but you insinuated it, so... But other than that, take care, guys. See you next week.
Bye now.